Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. First thing I wanted to do was somebody had asked me about the self of all and to explain that. So nothing better than Baba's book on reflections of the self. So I'm just going to read a few things on that. Awake, dear one, awake. At long last, open your eyes. Awake, abandon your sleep of illusion. It is foolish to sleep all the time. In your hand, dear brother, hold wisdom's torch. Wear the glasses of right understanding. Find the embodiment of supreme joy. Accomplish something for yourself in this world. The one called consciousness, the self, is brimming with immense joy, free of care and old age. It radiates eternally, never fading. That is your true home, in which you dwell forever. The one called consciousness, the ocean of joy, dwells in the highest realm and illumines all, without beginning or end, ever the same. Neither taking birth nor dying, neither blooming nor fading, neither coming nor going. It never changes. This Shiva is the self of all. You are the self, pure, indestructible, eternal. You are the self, non-dual, all-pervasive, unchanging, unborn. No Maya, no ignorance can be found in you. You are as constant as the North Star. You are free of attachments and Maya and devoid of all sins. You are the void, ancient, taintless one. You are the absolute Brahman, the self, accepted by all. Your mind is perfectly still. You are bliss. You are the ever-detached Brahman. Though possessing all bodies, you are without a body. You are neither large nor small, neither narrow nor long. You are without gender, color, or form. You are supremely alone. You are intelligent, pure, free, full of joy and peace. You are the indivisible self. You are the transcendental state and the space between the eyebrows. You are the all-pervasive, eternal God. You are massive, ancient, strong, and true. Dwelling in Kashi, you are Shiva, the witness of all. The wisdom of the self is auspicious. It reveals knowledge of the Vedas. It frees yogis and seekers of doubt, fear, and sorrow. Oh man, don't you remember that you are a part of God? He is your mother and father. You have been with him for age after age. You are consciousness, a pure, unchanging mountain of joy. You neither take birth nor die. You are indestructible and ever new, free of all faults, detached, without form or color. You are separate from the three bodies, free of strife. You are the ever-formless witness. You are the supremely blissful self, a storehouse of joy and peace. Why do you forget yourself? Why is your mind so troubled? Why are you so wretched, so frightened? Why remain in illusion? You are the undifferentiated principle. What cause is there for dejection? Pure, everlasting, and wise, you are one with the self. self we want. That's the self. And if you look at that, why would we want to keep our small little identity and not go for that? Sort of interesting. So in light of that, and looking at that, I wanted to talk about, and this will be, how we approach the world. And we approach the world pretty much through 4 different ways. Reacting, resonating, responding, and empathizing. And most people react and resonate. That's normal life. And when we react and resonate, we have no agency. None. And that's normal life. That's the way most people live. And so we all know that reacting is not such a good thing, but resonating, totally different story. Resonating. That's how we delude ourselves that we are connecting with each other. I resonated with him. We connected. We went and we had a cup of coffee. We sat there and we connected, discussing our issues and problems. We connected. No, we resonated with our self-hate. We resonated with our misery. We were on the same page. Wow, I really like him. We're on the same page. We resonate. We connect so well together. Oh, the pain of it all. The pain of it all. And that's it. And so a, quote, good relationship is resonating together. And if one person no longer resonates with the particular vibration, then we don't connect anymore. It was such a good relationship. Really, it was? You sure? Because if each and every one of us has not worked to clean out our own self-hatred, our idea of love is resonating with someone else's hatred. We resonate our self-hate. We share. We're good together. We're good together. I want to vomit. It's so painful. Can you feel it? And when we resonate, there's no agency. No agency. We're just vibrations together. That's it. We used to have such a great relationship. Don't relate with them anymore. How many people have good, close relationships based on an issue, based on a problem? I'm going through a divorce. They're going through support groups. Oh, support groups are just a resonating self-hate fest. Oh my God. And for a lot of people, I gotta say this is very politically incorrect. 12-step programs. amazingly supportive. Are you ever supposed to get free from your vibration? No, you're going to be connected. We're going to stay connected forever. That's why 20 years down the road, when you walk into a meeting, you hear the same story from the same person. Nothing changes. That's how we stay. We're going to resonate together. We never move. We never go. We never can't. You just can't. So, we perpetuate our self-hatred by connecting with other people. See it? It's so painful because as you look at it, you start to say, that one, oh, and that one. Oh, thank God that one finished. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Over and over and over again. Every relationship is based on resonating. We never get to responding. And I gotta say this, resonating is not sensitive. Not sensitive. And definitely not compassionate. And over, I will see people who want me to resonate with them so that it shows how compassionate I am. And I don't do it, so I end up being cold. I feel what they're feeling and I'm like, I don't want that. No, I understand where you are, but I'm not going to jump into the pool with you. How many people want a good relationship? Community is jumping into the pool together and swimming in the same vibration. It's not compassion. Very important to see. It's not sensitive. But people who think it's sensitive and caring, they end up being chameleons because every person they meet, they resonate with. They feel what they vibrate the same vibration. So we meet. Yes, it's you. We're on the same page. Compassion? No. Sensitive? Oh. No. All that sensitive people do is they're able to resonate. Sensitive people. And what's that resonating? So I figure out instinctively where you are, and then I lock on. Sort of like those planes that go, lock on. It is. I always get freaked out when they say those things. But that's what we do. We lock on, and then what happens?
Branded together.
We're branded together. So have you ever been in a group and then you're locked on to somebody and everybody else disappears? And you're connecting. We really connected. No, we didn't. We resonated the same vibration. We had
lost subject and object.
totally lost subject and object. We have a great chemistry. Great chemistry. You walk into a bar and you troll the scene and that one. And you go over and you talk and great chemistry. We hooked up. Great chemistry. We connected. There's no agency. There is no subject. And so we can change the vibration depending on what we have. And we all have self-hatred, so it's easy. But you get different flavors. So that then, oh, I relate with this one. I don't relate with that one. How many people right now are looking at all their relationships and going, oh, God. Because that's what we did. And we all do it. It's the human condition. And either we, together, two people, grow out of it and stay together and learn, or that was short. That didn't work. In my survival kit, I talk about forgiveness and that you can get free of it and the other person chooses not to, and you're okay with it, or they choose to join in on the change, and that's great, or you split. They leave. You poof them. In any case, you now have agency. Resonating, the whole way to resonate is it requires no agency. You cannot have a sense of self in order to have a good relationship. How many people wanted to have a normal, good, loving relationship? And in order to have that, could you be yourself? It requires you not to be yourself. That's number one rule. To have a good, normal, loving relationship. Rule number one.
Give up yourself.
Give up yourself. No subject. How sad. So in here, I want us to get off the reacting and the resonating. Next step is responding. If we respond, we have to have a core. We have to have a subject in order to respond. So, being with your experience. Let whatever come up, and function appropriately on the physical plane is about learning to respond appropriately. You're not losing your subject and the object. You maintain your sense of self. And at first, even your sense of stupid self. It's okay. Stupid self is better than resonating. I've said many a time, I may be stupid here, I may be a dummy, And I'll find out later down the road, but at least I'm making the choice. I'm making the decision. You're selfish. Okay? Selfish. You don't want to connect. Not with that. You changed. I did. You ruined. I did. Don't jump into the pool. Responding appropriately. Oh, here it is. Here's the situation. Well, I've always done this. I've always done this. I've always done this. And it's never worked. I've always done this. I've always done this. And I looked like a good person, sensitive and caring. And if I actually took care of myself, I looked cold and not caring. Maybe I'm with the wrong people. Maybe I'm playing with the wrong group of kids in the sandbox. Yeah, respond appropriately. Empathy. Empathy is a whole other game. A whole other thing. So we've been talking in the Yoga Sutras about the mind cannot be subject and object simultaneously, right? Can't do that. It's sometimes a subject and sometimes appears as an object and sometimes appears as a subject. So when it appears as a subject, there's an object out there. Then it can appear as subject or object. And when you go back to the perceiver, the pure subject, the self of all, it is pure subject. Who we truly are is pure subject. And if we're pure subject, we then go into the groundwater. We're living and in the groundwater of all, the self of all. And if we're in the groundwater, we're not resonating. We're in the groundwater. We know who we are. And we know that somebody else's vibration, we can understand it, we can feel it, and we know it isn't ours. That's empathizing. Again, if I'm resonating, we're on the same page. And what you are providing, whoever the you is, or the situation, and I'm resonating with it, they're providing a lesson for me. Oh, I still have learning to do here. Great teacher. Wow, thank you for showing I still had this vibration. I thought it was over, but no. So I need to work on stilling this vibration. And once I do that, then I'm no longer resonating with the other person. Then I have a subject. I know where I'm at. And I keep going back. And then I can be in the room with you being a lunatic or a sad person and not be sad. I can feel the sad, I can understand the sad, but we're not going to connect that way. How many people feel in order to be with somebody, they have to lose themselves. They have to give up themselves in order to connect, in order to share. Not good. That's how you know, am I in a healthy relationship? They want me to be me, how I am, and I'm willing to be where I am, and it's okay. So I'm happy today. The other person's miserable, and they don't care. They're not asking me to jump in and be miserable with them. We don't have to be on the same page. Same page. That's not very loving of you. That's okay. Actually, it really is. Why is it really loving?
Because the person gets to be themselves.
It gets to be themselves, and what else?
Give the opportunity to the other person to be themselves.
The other person to be themselves, and
Well, I was going to say it's not all about, this is kind of basically what they said, it's not all about just, that one that is, projecting. It's not just about them.
It's not about them.
It's not a relationship of one.
that's right, a relationship of one vibration. What?
You're actually there with them.
Yes.
Because otherwise, you're actually, if you're resonating, both people are denying each other their honest experience.
Absolutely.
And especially if you combine resonating with reacting, what you end up doing is basically mutually fabricating an experience and then denying even that one. So one of the things I hate most is when people try to tell me what my experience is, or to tell me what I should be feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that is born of the desire to have
Share.
Share, exactly. And one of the things that I've noticed lately is that sometimes somebody will say something, and I will just say, you know what, that really sucks. I'm sorry. And they're like, thank you. You're the only person that has actually just admit that instead of trying to tell me something positive.
Well-
Nobody is being willing to be honest about their actual experience.
Well, then you'd have to take ownership and agency.
Right.
So, if I take ownership and agency, and you're having a miserable day, and as Ian said, you can then be with that person, you can actually be with that person, what you're also doing is allowing that person to be with it, and then they can get rid of it. They don't have to stay with it. Whereas if that's the vibration that connects us, we're not getting rid of it. We're not getting rid of it, otherwise we're going to split up. Because
Also, if you're supposed to be sitting with your experience, letting whatever come up, and functioning as effectively in the physical plane, you also need to let others sit with their own experience, let whatever's coming up for them,
absolutely.
and function effectively.
Well, one of the great things I found in people's spiritual practice, I'm just being myself, it's all about God. Well, so am I. And whatever you're doing and projecting onto me and doing that thing sucks. So I'm also being the Shakti in God, with God. It's either all or none of it, in that sense. Do you notice how that people use that excuse of, let me be where I am. Let me be where I am. No problem. And I'm going to be where I am. You, whatever. It's okay. It really is. If you're in an honest relationship. And honest would mean that you would have to be responding or empathetic because you actually have agency, you actually have a subject. If all you are reacting and resonating, neither of you, or none of you as the group goes, are ever going to be. You can't get off this wheel. And you stay. We're tight. We're tight. Oh, how sad. How sad.
There's no love at all. There's no love
Oh,
there.
has nothing to do with love. Remember, it's when we're resonating, that's totally small self. And small self is all about being a victim and it's self-hatred. It's the maintenance of self-hatred. No, there is no love. That's the saddest thing. That's how normal, loving relationships are. And, oh, you want that other kind? Yeah, I do. I'd rather have nothing than this. And how many people go for normal, loving relationships? It's so sad. But not sad enough for me to jump in. Not sad enough for me to say, okay, let me help you. Let me jump in and swim with you. Not that sad. I can have compassion and note it as I am right now. But no. You want to have that kind of relationship, you better go with someone else. It's not my thing. Not my thing. It's okay. Not my thing. Yeah. Now, we're not meant for each other.